Good morning, channel not present here. I would like to share a small article regarding event handling in JavaScript. Before going to the topic, we'll see about the event handling definitions or the fundamental concepts of event handling. So, event handling is an concept in programming, especially in user interfaces. An event is any action that occurs in a program, such as clicking a button, pressing a key, moving a mouse. Event handling is basically the process of detecting these events and responding to them. So, why is event handling more important? Event handling allows program to be interactive, dynamic, and user-friendly. So, interactive. So, the interactive means a response to user actions. Dynamic means it changes behavior in real time and improves the user experience. Without event handling, applications would be static and unresponsive. So the basic components of event handling are the event handling consists of three main parts. One is event source, event listener, event object. So the event source is the object that generates the event, example button. And event listener, the code that runs when the event occurs. An event object contains details about the event. And then see, for example, here event handling is like the event without an event handling, your user interface will be static. So the event handling is the backbone of interactive web applications, and every click of an or input or scroll or submission in modern websites is handled using the JavaScript events. So without event handling, JavaScript would be useless for real world applications. So the event handling is also which allows the JavaScript for responding to the user actions, and then it is performed by the user or the browser. The event handler plays an important role which executes whenever the event occurs. So without event handling, web pages would be static and not interactive. So these are the different types of events like click, mouse over, mouse out, key down, submit, change, and load. So whenever the user clicks any element like click a button or click an hyperlink, so these are not so these events will trigger this event will trigger, and then the event handler will write some actions for that, and whenever the user clicks a button, and another form or another page can be loaded. So the mouse over means the mouse enters an event or mouse leaves an event. So the color can be changed. And then whenever the key is pressed or form is submitted or the input value changes. So there is some change or whenever the page finishes loading. So these are different types of events and also which triggers the event handler. And then once the event handler is triggered, the particular event will be, particular action will be taken. So these are the ways for handle the events in JavaScript. So for example, like this is an example of an inline event handling. For example, if a button is clicked, say the button name has been given as say click me, and then if I click that, it will call your say hello function, and then it will alert the user with hello user. So, but this is not recommended because it mixes your HTML and JavaScript code, and also it is very hard to maintain. So we are going for an event handler property. So instead of writing inside your HTML element itself, we have written inside your JavaScript. So which is better than your inline, but only one event per element can be allowed here. So here for that same, we have an button called click me, and then if we click, so it will go to the function called it will go to the script function, and then the button clicked message will alert message will get displayed. And this is the best way for handling your events in JavaScript. Here is a best practices. Instead of using an inline elements or instead of using a JavaScript, we can use an add event listener to the element itself. For example, here also we have a button called click me, and if we click that, what will happen? It will go to the add event listener. So whenever some action has been taken, here it will call the function, and then the function will displays the message like button clicked using add event listener. So this is the best way of handling your events. So, for example, this event listener can also be used in your real time. Like, for example, if you want to add an login for login button, so if you click login, so once you have given your username and password correctly, and if you click the login, so it will display a message called login successful, and then it will be an alert message to the user. So, to those who know that the login is successful, but and also the event has been handled by adding the event listener to the login button. And also for same for the form validation. So here we are submitting the event, and we have an event listener has been added for the submit button. And once if it is submitted, so it will give, if the name has not given, it will give an alert message like name is required, or else otherwise if all the information has been given properly, it will give a message as form submitted. Okay. Thank you.